Today we'll be meeting with Audit. He accumulated a lot of personal debt for 2 years after graduating college, but things were finally starting to look up when he secured an awesome tech job in early 2022. But as the tech industry has started to reassess their workforce, he was one of the first people to be let go as a contractor. Now he only has 2 months of living expenses saved up, and that will quickly run out soon. Give this video a like so that YouTube recommends it to other people. This is Financial Audit.
My name's Audit. I'm 24 years old and I'm originally from San Jose.
And what do you do for a living?
Software engineer.
Nice. How much do you make?
Right now I'm unemployed, so right now nothing.
Really? Okay, what did you make?
What did I make? I was making over 6 figures.
So what happened?
I was a contractor, and contractors are the first to get let go, so it sucked. Yeah.
And were you working at like one of the major?
Yeah, one of the major ones.
And they're starting to pull back a little with
even the companies that don't have a high turnover rate, if they have contractors, they're probably just gonna kind of let them go, right? My company doesn't have a reputation for just letting a bunch of people go, but because of the fact that I'm a contractor, they're just gonna chop me before they chop any kind of full-time employees.
Right. Why were you a contractor instead of trying to get in there as a full-time employee?
I would have loved to get in as a full-time employee. I mean, I was actually unemployed for 20 months after I graduated college in 2020, so that was really difficult. And the moment I just got an offer, it was a major tech company, I was like, yes. I didn't care about the contract. Yeah. I needed money. So I was hoping to maybe get signed on full-time.
So what are you doing right now to make ends meet?
I mean, I'm generally responsible with my finances, so I've got savings built up. I mean, you would be shocked. There's a lot of people who make very high salaries, right? Well over 100,000, right? We're talking 200,000, 300,000. They work at these major tech companies. They don't save money.
So right now, is your day job looking for a new job?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. How many hours a day do you spend? LinkedIn, Indeed, stuff like that.
I spent sometimes spend a few hours, not every day, right? Sometimes I'll have a few days a week where I'll spend maybe an hour or two doing job applications.
So remind me how long you've been out?
How long I've been out? I got let go on June 30th. Right now it's July 11th, so it's a little under 2 weeks, 11 days.
So that's fair. It can definitely take a month when it comes to the start to the initial recruiter conversation to getting hired. It can take a month plus sometimes at these tech companies. Yeah, with major tech companies especially. Especially the big ones. Yeah. Because. Well, I have your bank account. So you were let go at. So at the time of this 30-day statement, you had the job.
At the time of this statement?
Mm-hmm. For your checking account. Because you said you were let go at the end of June, right?
Yeah. And so are there any transactions for July? If there aren't any?
No.
Yeah, okay. Then I was employed during that time.
Okay, well that is a good thing because is someone addicted to Amazon?
Am I?
Are you addicted to Amazon?
Not addicted. I won't just buy a bunch of useless stuff. I'll buy things. Well, number one, I just moved here, okay? So I had to buy a bunch of furniture and everything, right? So if you look at okay, those aren't for April, but when I did move here, I had to buy a bunch of stuff from Amazon, furniture,
Okay, so this wasn't for the month that you moved here.
Yeah.
How many Amazon purchases do you think you had?
Oh God, it kind of blurs by, but usually it's something that I'll typically need, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what I bought.
30 days.
This month, it was probably around 20.
26.
Yeah, 26.
That's a lot. That's almost a purchase a day on Amazon.
Yeah.
How much do you think you spent on Amazon in the 30 days?
In these 30 days, I probably spent maybe $300, $400.
$1,000.
Okay. What else did I buy? I don't remember exactly.
$1,000. Now, $1,000, well, I guess it definitely depends what you're spending it on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if it is just fun stuff, then $1,000 even on a $100,000 a year salary can be a lot. That's $12,000 a year just on fun stuff on Amazon. But if you're doing some of the shopping that you would do at other places, to build an apartment when you just moved here, build up the furniture you have, or even if you're doing like Amazon Fresh for groceries, stuff like that. It can kind of offset that, but
one thing I did spend money on is I'm really into like shooting firearms, so I did build out a range kit, so that definitely took a good chunk of change. But that's not something I'm like constantly buying, right? That's like every now and then if I'm getting into like a new hobby, I might like make a purchase like to get the equipment I need.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But no, that's not like a regular thing, right? There might be a month where like I'm just getting into something and I may make a lot of Amazon purchases.
You actually don't eat out a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
That's pretty good, especially for was it a work at home software engineer?
Yeah, work at home.
Yeah, not a lot of Uber Eats or anything. That's impressive.
Yeah, I can kind of understand why some people eat out a lot, right? Because when you've just like spent a lot, when you've just like spent several hours working, you're not in the mood to cook, right? Yeah. So takeout is really appealing, and sometimes the food that you have at home isn't as good as as pad thai in a Thai restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And so some of the strategies that I use is, I use Costco. I use it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's amazing. It'll maybe cost me a little over $200 just for groceries, and that'll last me like a little over a month, like 5 weeks.
Yeah, your grocery bill is not that bad for someone making six figures, which you don't make anymore, but
yeah,
you're even if the largest tech companies are scaling back a little bit, you're still in a very demand role for a lot of companies.
I would say that, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
a software engineer with experience, you're in demand.
So I'm not afraid of you getting another six-figure job, having to wait for that. You'll get that pretty soon. So for a six-figure position, $454 at H-E-B and Costco within a month. It's not really that much to worry about. Now, I couldn't tell how much you were bringing in beforehand, so depending on the income, maybe I would have been a little more worried, but that's really not that crazy.
Yeah, I try to keep it low.
What does make me nervous, and I really hope this has stopped while you're on the job hiatus, Amazon. Oh, let's see. Oh, there's another page. Oh, look at how many circles there are. Amazon. That word has no more meaning for me anymore now that I've just said it that many times. But that's how many times you shopped at Amazon. So you're not doing that when you don't have the job, right? You're chilling. You're waiting until you have it.
Right now, I haven't purchased a bunch of stuff on Amazon. No.
Okay.
Again, it comes and goes in waves, I would say.
I'm disappointed to see that you spent $32 at Terry Black's. Because you don't go out to eat that much, and yet you decided to go to the worst barbecue in all of Austin.
That's culinarily irresponsible.
Yes. Yeah, especially for barbecue. Ugh, that place sucks. So let's move to... You have a second checking account?
Do I have a second checking account?
It says Wells Fargo checking.
Yeah, I got one with Wells Fargo, yeah.
Is this acting as your savings? Because this is essentially where the money is. Because on your main checking account, you brought in $12,536, but you actually spent $13,202. Now, some of that was probably transferred to this.
Yeah, a fair amount was transferred to my savings account. That's not my savings account. I think on my Alliant form, yeah, I have a savings account.
Your ending balance in that one was $3,142, so you still had a decent chunk in there.
Yeah.
For this one, $4,135. And that's it, because you didn't spend anything on that. No, what's up with this?
Yeah, so that was for a car loan, essentially, right? Like, I tried to get a car loan. I didn't qualify for auto loans because I don't think I used my credit card enough, right? Like, they would reject me because I didn't have enough of a credit history.
Mm-hmm.
And I just moved here, and I had to get the car transferred from my dad to me. So, like, I didn't have a bunch of time to, like, build up, like, a credit history so then I could get a car loan. So I just got, like, a personal loan, and that's where the $4,000 came from.
Oh, so this isn't even, like, your money. This is debt?
Yeah. I had to get the car transferred to me, and...
See, I got excited because I was like, oh, you have double the money. The $3,000, all of a sudden you have an additional $4,000, but this is $4,000 that's owed to someone else. And I think we'll get into that too because I do see the personal loan. But let's move on to your other Wells Fargo account. I'm confused why this one exists too. So you have $78 in here. You took out $53 and you took out that by some just reoccurring payments like GoDaddy, some Medium.com, Google, and Platinum.
Those were like left. Basically, that was like a checking account that I had with my dad, right? Because I didn't have my own income, right? So that was kind of the one I was just using.
Okay, so this is just kind of like your OG checking account.
Yeah, the OG. Then I transferred to a line. There were some recurring subscriptions that were still billing to here, so I had to like transfer those. I had to either cancel them or get them transferred over to my aligned account.
Okay, so this is pretty much done.
Okay, I'll use it every now and then. But yeah, okay. There's not a lot of transactions on there.
So your firm, what I don't see on here is your savings, but what is this a firm for? What did you do? Why did you finance something that takes out $149.83 a month when you already had the cash?
Well, basically it was 0% financing, right? So, and like, when I moved here, I needed a mattress. That's what the purchase is, right? I tried to look for cheaper mattresses, but like they're all well over $1,000. So I decided to get 0% financing on it. Now, did I have the money for it to buy it up front? Yeah, but if you already have the money for it, why not just go with 0% financing? You're taking advantage. You're letting the money sit in your bank account and you're getting a little bit of interest.
I'm of the opinion that that's actually okay as long as it's done well, as long as you're actually paying for it, never missing a payment. Now, this is pretty new. It's only April, so, you've barely had a chance to miss a payment.
I just set it on auto pay.
Yeah, then I'm honestly of the opinion that this is okay. There's people like Dave Ramsey that hate that kind of stuff, but 0% financing, hard inquiry, don't necessarily like that, but it helps the credit score, and there's really no downsides as long as you're financially responsible. Now, I would have a problem with needing to get a mattress over $100 or over $1,000, but again, you make $100,000 or more, and you will again very soon. So that's not that bad. Because, for example, when I first moved to Austin and didn't have any furniture, I bought a queen-size mattress for $350.
Really? Where do you get those?
At a mattress store.
Yeah, but they're usually break down pretty quickly eventually.
It lasted me 2 years.
2 years, okay.
If you bought that right now while you didn't have a job, that's different. So what I can't see on here, you said you have savings. Tell me how much is in your savings.
Right now?
Yeah.
All right, I currently have $8,874.50. That's the latest.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Would you say that 8,000 with the lifestyle that you seem to have? Well, crap. Leaving your checking account last month though was $13,000. How long is that $8,000 going to last you?
Usually, I spend about $4,000 a month, right? So it says I spent $13,000. I transferred that money to my savings account. I didn't just blow it, right? So it'll show up like I spent,
so
$13,000.
The money you need to live is $4,000.
Yeah, like it can go from like $3,500 to like $4,500 because nothing's 100% just it's only $4,000. But yeah, I keep it within that.
So we'll call it $4,000. $4,000. Yeah. You were very proud of being one of the tech engineers who has saved money, yet your living expenses was only 2 months?
I got my job back in April. No, not in April. I got it back in February. That's when I got hired on.
Okay, so you weren't even there that long.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to build up a bunch of savings. But
you entered the big tech industry at the wrong time. Man. Oh, that's killer. Well, 8,000. Okay, so $8,000 in a few months. Then that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So I was about to.
Yeah, you're about to lay into me.
I was about to lay into you, but I don't have to. So that's pretty nice.
Wells Fargo. Trying to get me on something.
Visa. So this is a credit card.
Yeah.
On here, credit limit of $2,200.
Yeah.
Not too bad. And the balance is only $5.39. Yep. Why do you have a balance?
Sometimes I'll just purchase something, but I usually just pay it off. It's just
So this is usually paid off by the end of each month?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So the rewards that you've received for this, $20, like for the year. It seems like that's what I'm picking up.
It might have been $20. I don't like pay super close attention to that, but yeah, it might be. I think it's like $20. Maybe.
And I'm like, well, that's sweet, but you've carried over balances throughout the year, and you've lost $60 in interest. So really, you've lost $40 by having this credit card.
Before I started my job, I did have some debt on my credit card, so that might have been part of the reason.
And then you attacked it pretty quickly when you got your job.
Yeah, like the moment I got my job, like one of the first things I did was I just completely paid down the credit card.
Okay.
I didn't like spend it. I just completely paid.
Why'd you go into credit card debt before the job?
Basically, it was kind of dumb, but I was relying on my parents for income, right? And sometimes, I would only have like usually $500 in my checking account at a time, right? Because that's just how my dad would give me money to live.
Why were you relying on them before?
I didn't have a job.
Did you just get out of college at that point?
Yeah, I graduated during the coronavirus pandemic, and I was searching hard to get a job.
As an engineer?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, because people say, oh yeah, software engineering, it's really easy to get a job. That's if you're an experienced engineer. I just graduated. Like, if you're a junior engineer, there's not a lot of positions. There's a lot of junior engineers, not a lot of positions.
Did you get certificates and things like that?
Not certificates. I did have a CS degree. I was honestly just applying en masse. How much do the certificates help though? I thought like you got to have experience in the actual technology, right? Like an AWS certification. I thought experience is more valuable.
Oh, it sure is. But when you don't have experience, have certification, right?
I guess it's a matter of how do you want to spend your time, right? Like, do you want to spend more time just applying for jobs and interviewing, or do you want to dedicate some time to getting a certificate? But yeah, I guess I was really just putting a lot of time into just applying to jobs.
So you graduated in 2020. So 2 years of not having a job.
Almost, yeah.
And how much credit card debt did you build up during that time?
Let's see. That was 2000 around. It's what would happen is my checking account didn't have a lot, so I would have to purchase something on my credit card. And then...
Did you have no job?
No job? What do you mean by no job?
You didn't go down to Walmart and work for $15 an hour while you were waiting?
$15 an hour? No.
So you didn't have to rely on your parents?
It's San Jose. How far do you think $15 an hour is going to go?
Well, in San Jose, I'm sure they pay more.
Even with that, it's not much. An apartment in San Jose is well over 2,000. You're looking at 2,300.
You had your own place?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't have my own place.
So I guess that doesn't matter then.
Yeah, I didn't. I was living with my parents.
But why weren't you working at all though? To make some money instead. So what I'm trying to...
I eventually did do a little bit of Ubering.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did make a few $100s from that. I just kind of put that into a savings account because, having something in your savings account is always nice.
But you had credit card debt.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I am happy with where you are now because you will find a job pretty soon. And I'm happy that you landed a job, got some experience, and paid off your credit card. For 2 years before that, you built up credit card debt, lived off the parents' money, and didn't work between graduating college and getting the exact job you wanted. Makes me a little nervous for what it would look like until you get this other job, and I really hope that's as soon as possible. But do you understand why I'm a little nervous with that, just based on the history that we've kind of broken down?
Yeah, I can see that, right? It's okay, why not just take a job, right? Why not just take some sort of a retail job or a service job, right? It's more so I would have to basically spend several hours working that job, and at the end of the day, I would just be exhausted. Is it really worth it to spend that time and energy doing that job when I can just spend on applying to jobs?
But you were taking your parents' money though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess this is up to you if that means anything.
I wasn't slacking off, right? I was I was either applying to jobs, interviewing, or doing like lead code. So it was more so, do I really want to take away this time? Do I really want to take away this time that I could easily be spending on job search and put it into like, working a retail job?
So you built up $2,000 of credit card debt, but you pretty much destroyed that.
Yeah.
When you came back in.
It was pretty much something I just wanted to get rid of that.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But there's almost $4,000 in a personal loan. What's that for? Give us the story.
Yeah, sure. So my dad purchased my car, right? My dad originally purchased it under his name. But when I moved here, I needed to, in order to get the title transferred to me, I had to like buy the car from him. So there was around like $4,000 left on the car. I originally just tried to get an auto loan because instead of having him pay, instead of just driving the car, because I had a job, right? Like, why make him pay for the car while I'm driving it? Now that I have a job, it's fair for me to like take on the car loan. So I tried to look for an auto loan, right? Because those typically have a lower interest rate than a personal loan. But like every time, they just wouldn't approve me. They just wouldn't.
Really? Can we check your credit score?
705 and 705.
Okay, nice. I'm surprised. Why were you getting denied auto loans?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was shocked. I really work hard to not have a massive like credit card balance, right? I pretty much just set on auto pay. I mean, I think in there might be like a Best Buy credit card within those statements. I basically just put auto pay on it, so it automatically just pays off the full balance, right? So whatever the balance is for that month, it'll just take that full balance, pull it from my checking account, and pay it. So I pretty much just use the credit card for like the rewards, essentially.
Sure. Just
for things I was going to buy anyway.
And rewards are good. The way you lose the reward game is when you've incurred $60 of interest over the year, when you've gained $20 of rewards. But
is that for my Wells Fargo?
That was for the Visa.
For the Visa.
Wells Fargo Visa.
Wells Fargo Visa. Okay.
Okay. So this is for the car then. What sucks is the interest rate is 15%.
Yeah. I didn't want to do it, but I had to get some loan.
Killer.
Yeah, the other loans I tried to get, they were like over 20%. It was the lowest I could get immediately.
It's crazy.
I wish.
So you would have paid this off pretty much. This would have been the next thing you would have hit if you still had your job now.
Yeah.
After the credit card. Yeah,
it would just depend on like how much money I have and what other financial obligations I had. But if I could pay it off sooner, yeah, great. I don't like being in debt. I wish I wasn't paying 15% for this car loan.
Yeah,
I still can't understand why I couldn't get an actual car loan. It baffles me. But yeah, like I couldn't just...
Is it because it was a purchase from an individual?
I think so, yeah.
I honestly don't know much about that, so...
It was a purchase from an individual. I did try to get a car loan through Alliant, but they rejected me. It said you can't get a car loan when you're purchasing from an individual. It said something like that.
Okay. So your minimum monthly payment, $360. Pretty brutal. What's your rent?
It's 2015.
Whew.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is.
And your affirm minimum payment is
148.
Yeah, 150. Amazon 1,000. You don't need that much, but grocery stores 454. Oh, yeah, I mean, as you can see, this is already adding up, and this is why I am scared. What happens? You have $8,000. You say you spend $4,000 a month. You have a 2-month emergency fund. What happens if this job market doesn't work the way that you and I are thinking right now in this moment, and all of a sudden you don't have a job in 2 months? What happens when that saving account hits zero? What do you do?
In that case, I'll have to do something like Uber, some sort of retail job to make ends meet. It's just one of those things you'd have to figure out as an adult, honestly.
Uh-oh.
What?
Someone has a 98% payment history. What did you miss? 1 late payment. Comenity Bank Express? Does that sound...
Yeah, that was a while back.
And you did make it up.
Yeah, I did make it up. That's not a regular thing, though. I have like 1 mark on my report.
Oh, that's such a brutal mark, though. 1 missed payment.
Yeah, I wish. Is it normal for them to be that brutal with 1 missed payment?
Oh, yeah. $863 owed to Best Buy.
Yeah.
Why is
That's
that not paid off?
That's being said. It's gonna be paid off like in about a few days.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that also shopping for
That was
food?
just stuff I was gonna buy anyway. So like shopping for food, I use it at the grocery store pretty much. Yeah, so I use it for food whenever I'm eating out, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's not like I was just buying stuff.
Student loans, nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend is obviously you're applying to jobs like it's your job.
Yeah.
Right now. You'll get a 6-figure job, I think, by mid late next month.
Hopefully, yes.
That should just happen. When you do that, if the Best Buy card isn't paid off, I would just finish that because this is so small. But then pay off this $4,000 personal loan as soon as you can.
Yeah, I want to get that paid off. I mean, the thing is though, if you try to pay it off early, there might be a penalty, right? So
I would definitely contact them and find out.
if I can somehow pay this off early and save money, I'll do it.
Then once you do that, and the Affirm will probably be paid off pretty soon there too.
It's close to being paid off. Affirm. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 months left.
So you'll be debt free at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
As soon as you pay this off, and making 6 figures, you should be able to pay this off within the first month of you having that new job.
Yeah.
If you do it aggressively, which I think you should with this interest rate.
Yeah, like this is like definitely this would be one of my priorities. It's just like it would depend on like how much money I have in my savings or whatever, right?
What are you gonna do with your money after you pay off this debt? What's your next step?
Honestly, just increase my emergency fund. I want to have like a year's worth.
A year?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people say 3 to 6. I say 6 because a pandemic can happen.
For the pandemic, that was like a year.
I know, exactly. So I just say 6 months, and that's usually on the conservative side. You can do a year if you want.
Yeah.
I would do 6 months. So
I guess like I could just put that money elsewhere. But yeah, like right now I'm thinking a year. If I reach the 6-month mark, then maybe I'll start putting the other money towards some sort of an investment. I'm not sure quite what I want to invest in right now though. But I'm not gonna just blow that money. That's not what I'm gonna do.
$24,000 in a savings account, though. That's what I would have. $24,000. Then I think you're safe when these things pop up in the future. Then, what are you interested in? Do you like real estate? Do you like the stock market? What do you like?
I'm hoping I can like eventually purchase a home or something, right? That's always a good investment because you're gonna live in some sort of a house or apartment anyway, so you may as well invest your money in the property that you're gonna live in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely one of the investments that I'm looking at. And for stocks, let's see. Once I have my emergency fund built up, once I've got like a house or something, I'm gonna start like putting money towards like a Roth into my Roth IRA and my 401k. It's just like it's the reason I'm not putting money into those right now is because I want to prioritize and just having money in my savings account.
Well, I wouldn't even prioritize that. I'd prioritize paying this off,
Yeah,
and then
off, yeah.
That makes sense too.
Yeah, paying that off, getting like some money in my savings account. Then I'm gonna start like looking into like 401k, Roth IRA. For those, I'll probably just like put in index funds.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did.
Like S&P 500 based.
Yeah, S&P 500. I think like when I got $1,000 as a gift or something from like a family member, I just threw it into like a Roth IRA. Yeah, Roth IRA, and I just did like some sort of an index fund. It was either S&P 500 or there's like a bunch of different index funds, but it was an index fund.
If you pay this off within a month of getting that new job, save that 6 months, which I think you should be able to do within 6 months to a year. Save that 6-month emergency fund. Then just invest a crap ton of money because you'll be making a crap ton of money. You'll be a millionaire before you know it, and you'll be able to. You're gonna have you could probably retire early because you're only 24.
Yeah.
Let's just say you enjoy playing with your money a little, and it takes you a year to build up that emergency fund. You'll be 25 by the time you have that emergency fund. Then for the next year, when do you want to retire?
Oh God, I haven't thought specifically about like when I'd want.
Hey, let's retire a decade early. Let's retire at 50.
50. Let's go 50.
You're going to invest the same $25,000 a year that you saved up for that emergency fund at the average return of the S&P 500 of 10% a year. Obviously, there will be down years, there will be up years. That's going to be the average. You could retire at 50 if you wanted to with 2.3 million.
Yeah, but then like, how much is 2.3 million going to be worth by the time I'm 50, right? Like, being a millionaire now is going to be like way better than is going to like be, more meaningful, I guess, right? There's going to be more weight behind that than being a millionaire when I'm 50.
You'll be able to have $94,400 a year off of that.
In like today's...
In today's money, that will be the dollar amount. How much that $94,000 is worth? It's hard to say. Might be like $50,000 in today's money. So you could just retire at the normal 65, or you could just invest more. Or if you retired at 60, you would then have, this is much better, $6.5 million.
At 60?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome what that additional 10 years does in compound interest. That, at $6.5 million, you could take $260,000 a year.
$260,000 a year in today's money.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I guess, like, you also have to account for raises as well, right? Like,
yep.
So if I get a raise or something, I could use that for, like, investing even more.
Yeah, this is if you make $100,000 a year for the next 35 years.
Which I'm not. I'm definitely going to be, like, increasing my salary or finding ways to increase my income.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, you're going to kill it. Really, just pay this off as soon as you can when you get your thing. Then just build that 6-month emergency fund and just invest it. I personally like to invest at least 25% of my income, pre-tax income, a year. That's because I want to retire early, or at least be able to do stuff like this for the rest of stuff that I like, and not have to rely on a desk job. That's what I would do.
That's the dream. I feel like a lot of people, though, their idea of success is just having a lot of stuff, right? Like having designer clothes, just having like expensive cars and things like that. For me, I don't really care about that stuff too much, right? I drive a Toyota Camry 2018. Not really interested in buying a new car. Even if I do get that paid off, I'm still going to be driving that Toyota Camry.
Good.
Yeah, obviously, if the car is like breaking down very frequently,
it's different. Yeah,
that's costing you more. You may as well just get, a new car or like something a little newer.
So make sure you're taking care of it. If it's a 2018, you'll be fine. Yeah, I'm not a car guy, but I at least know that.
They're reliable, right? I just take it into Toyota and they take care of whatever issues it might have.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Cool. Any final thoughts?
Okay, so in my defense, that Amazon thing, that's not a regular thing. I don't regularly spend $1,000 in Amazon.
All right, noted.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. Let Autorath know what you think about his financial situation in the comments below. If you wish to participate in a financial audit and you're in the Austin area, email castingcalebhammer@gmail.com. A special shout out to Joshua Bennett and Anthony for being 4 Cups of Coffee Patreon members. Link in the description below. Give this video a like so that YouTube recommends it to more people. Subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks.